It is another cold morning, and yes, I'm on my way to get my coffee. Welcome everyone, it's my daily vlog channel, Eric B's Daily Vlogs, and it's cold. It's coffee time. Don't have a lot to talk about today, but I'll try to figure something up. Yesterday's vlogs we were talking about the exoplanets, and I started talking about movies and what movies would we like to portray if we did find life outside of Earth. Got me to think, what's your favorite sci-fi movie that you wish was true? That you wish could actually happen? And I'm talking about sci-fi, not future, not things like Blade Runner, Star Wars. Those are things that could happen in the future. I'm talking about sci-fi, like what if could it happen now? Like my favorite, Back to the Future. I don't have a DeLorean, but just the whole time travel. Can we really time travel? Can we really build a machine to take us back in time, you know, into the future, into the past? And the best thing about that movie is they went to 3 different universes. They went to the present, 1985. They went to the alternate, 1985. They went to the past, 1985, and they went to the alternate future, 1985. So they actually went to 4 different places, which is actually, you know what? They went back to the West too, so they went to more than 3 alternate universes. So if we can build a time machine or have a time machine present, what would we use it for? Will we use it to fix our wrongs? Will we use it to check the lottery score? Or as Marty McFly said, he wanted to see who won the next couple World Series. Would we use it for gambling? Would we use it for something positive, something negative? What would you use it for? I'd probably go back in the past to when I was in high school and just tell my high school self, study harder, focus on this. Get some Apple stocks, get some IBM stocks, something like that. That's what I would probably do. Would you use it for something positive, like going back, way back in time and telling someone like President Lincoln that, hey, you're about to get killed in the Ford's Theater by John Lincoln Booth, so be careful? Or would you go back to President Kennedy and let him know that he's about to get assassinated and try to stop that from happening? I mean, there's a lot of things that we can do that we can prevent, but would it mess up the space-time contingency? That's what they kept saying. That's what Doc kept saying. Doc Brown kept saying you don't want to mess that up. But I know one thing for sure, whether I'm in the past, present, or future, I'm gonna be getting some coffee no matter where that is, because that's definitely vital and definitely important. But yeah, what would you do if you had that power to go back into time, or even like go into the future? You know, would you tell your future self what to do and what not to look out for? Would you go back in the past and tell your past self what you want to do? Would we use it for good? Would we use it for bad? Would we use it for evil? I mean, I know a lot of us will probably use it to gamble on 1 or 2 things. Bet a sports score, bet the house on a sports score. Would we use it for that? Was that what would you use it for? Not gonna lie, I probably would. I probably would use it for that. I guarantee most of us will be doing something somewhat illegal, or not illegal, but something that we're not supposed to be doing, like finding a way to make ourselves richer or more profitable in the future. I guarantee that's going to happen, whether we bet on a baseball game or a football game, or whether we look at the lottos from yesterday. I guarantee some of us will be doing that. I'm not going to go all the way like Biff Tannen did, where he bet all the time, ended up opening a hotel and running a city. I don't think any of us will be doing that. But I guarantee we'll be doing something. Now, is there anything you guys would do if you went back in time to change the way your life is right now? Would you guys go back and tell your current self, or your past self, do this more, do this, study on this, study on that? Or would you just keep your life the way it is right now and just go with it? I'm almost sure that if we had some kind of time machine where we can go back and better our lives, I'm almost sure we would do it. Almost sure. Not 100% sure, but almost sure. That also makes me wonder if time travel is already happening. You see all these YouTubers or these YouTube vlogs where they show people who looks like they're from the future that was really in the past. Like there's one picture of a lady with a pop-up cell phone. It looks like she's talking on the cell phone. And then there's a picture of a guy who's wearing clothing that was really invented yet. So it makes you wonder, is time travel already around? Is there someone already time traveling? Makes you wonder. I'm not sure. How much do you think it would cost if there was some sort of time travel? Billions of dollars just to use it one time? Would they have a deal? 5 for $2 billion? What do you think? You think it's going to cost a lot for us to go back in time to change our lives to the way we want it to be? Not sure. You really want to blame someone on the whole Back to the Future and how Marty got stuck in 1965. Blame Doc. Doc stole the petroleum from the Libyans. The Libyans came back in 1985 to kill Doc. And Marty had no choice but to try to survive, so he jumped in the DeLorean, forgetting that it was a time machine, because you got to remember, that's the first time he saw it. Did 88 miles an hour, ended up in 1965 when he ended up messing up the whole time-space continuum. And that's not cool because Marty was new to it, didn't realize what was going on. So we gotta blame someone, we gotta blame Doc. Doc's the reason why that happened. But for a movie to be made in 1985 and be as advanced as it was, and have that whole, you know, Back to the Future and going back to meeting his parents, to me that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I wouldn't want to meet my parents, because if I went back in time now, I'd be in San Francisco. And it'd be nice to see what it was back here back in the 70s and 60s. There's not a lot here back then, but it would have been nice to see what it was like in this area. But yeah, that movie was definitely ahead of its time for what it did, what it had, and what it was showing. It was pretty cool. You know, it's one of those movies where you ask yourself, is it going to be a good movie? We didn't know till we actually watched it. But again, if we had to build a time machine, I don't think I'd do it out of the DeLorean. You know, if you watch Bill and Ted's Great Adventure, they had a phone booth. They used a phone booth as a time machine. And then Hot Tub Time Machine, their time machine was a hot tub. I don't know if I'd want a hot tub or a telephone booth to be a time machine. But Doc had the right idea for building the time machine out of the DeLorean because of the way the body was made. In all the movies, everything was pretty much the same. You go back in time, you go into the future, you go into the past, you come back. I mean, the DeLorean was made 100% of stainless steel, so of course that'd be the perfect car to build any time machine. But you gotta look at those other movies where they build time machines. Like I said, Hot Tub Time Machine, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, theirs was a telephone booth. So I guess whatever you want to build a time machine out of, you can. And if I had to build one, I'd probably use a DeLorean. If I couldn't afford a DeLorean, I don't know, I'd probably use a car. Definitely not a hot tub, definitely not a telephone booth. I want to be comfortable. But if you can go back in time, would you fix what's right? Change what's wrong? Stop the assassinations of president? Stop World War history? What would you do? Would it be positive? Would it be something positive for you? How would you do it? Remember, in Back to the Future, he had to go back in time, back to the future, back in the present, then back in the future again, just to fix what they messed up. So sometimes building a time machine to go back to fix one thing, sometimes it's not really worth it. So I don't know, but I guarantee a lot of us will be using it for greed. A lot of us will be using it to find a way to make money for ourselves. I guarantee we will. I know I will. And I know a few of you out there will as well. But if you're gonna build a time machine just to fix what's wrong and make what's right, then that's cool, But at the end, we're stuck in the reality that we're in. We're stuck in the position that we're in, and the only way to make things right is by doing things right. Only way to do things right is to focus on what's now. Don't worry about yesterday. Live for tomorrow. That's the best thing. That's the only time machine we could do. Live for tomorrow. Live for the next day. Again, let's just worry about what we have to do today. Let's worry about on how to get things right today. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Good topic today about time machine and what would we do to change our past. Vlog is ended, guys. Go in peace.